I'm first Sikh East Indian guy, first one in Wadcombe County. And I moved here, nobody first year buy fruit, I don't know why. You feel better to do you farming. It's like nature to grow, to sell. Then I moved here, Washington. 1983, I start farming. I'm live here for hard work. I living pretty good here myself. Last 30 years, I'm do farming, good life. Evening time, take a shower and go to change the irrigation. We feel good all the time and live in farming. But berry farming, when I came here to Washington, my brother, he told me better grow raspberry. It's good for farmer, good income. And last 5 years now, there's a lot of blueberry in this area. I think good for health and also the medication. And that's why I think people growing a lot of blueberry.
It's like connected to other things.
So we're just gonna put some grease on the here. It always helps you like just shot before, but like I really appreciate that like what you're about is also like what we're about. Because you can see here like our mission has two main demographics that we focus on: children and low-income families, and often they're an overlap, right?
Yeah.
And a big part of like the nature of the programs that we do are like to help people who are like in those like in that station in life, you know. Give that a feel, just like wiggle it really hard. You probably know. I think that's good. I would write that. See where this is spinning?
Yeah.
In between there, and then sinks to where your head is. And it usually sinks right down into like the little clicking, like ratcheting is the little pulse.
Okay.
So once those get smooth, then you're good.
Okay, so it's just track flow.
We went to naps.
Well, that's it. This one's ready.
Do you know the backside at all? That will help you know where you're at.
And I'm teaching.
Are you getting high? Do you need a mask?
Super busy.
Because that's not you need to know.
1 mile.
Can I help you?
Yeah.
33 miles to start warming up.
It gets
And
better.
then what you do is only a little pressure. It's new. You just want to leave that wax coating on there for as long as you can to help protect it. If it's still squeaking, I would do that. But otherwise, nice work on this one. You did a good job. I'm impressed with your work, and again, this bike is going to make somebody really happy, really stoked.
Hopefully.
Nice work.
Started out with when I watched this film when I was 14 years old called Soul Surfer. Based on a true story, it's about a girl who gets her arm cut off by a shark. And you'd think that would deter me from going to Hawaii, but it sparked something in me, and I was just like, I have to go there. But at this point I was living in England, so that just seemed like a very far-fetched dream because tickets are crazy expensive. It's like 30-hour plane journey. I was just like, how am I going to do that? But then when I came to BYU, one day I was supposed to be studying for a test with my friend Naomi, and we got alerts on our phone that there were cheap flights to Hawaii for just under $300 round trip. And so there and then I was like, right, this is a sign, I'm going to do it. And so I just booked the tickets, no clue of who I was going to stay with or what we were going to do or anything like that, but I was like, if I book the ticket, then I'll make things happen. We rented a car because we wanted to be able to travel around Oahu. All the problems on our trip mostly had to do with the car. One day we were just driving on the main highway, and the lady in front of us slammed on her brakes. So I had to slam on my brakes, but I didn't slam quite hard enough. And the front of the car just bumped into her, the back of her car. Thankfully it bumped into a hook, so it didn't damage her car, but there was like now a big dent in our car. I wasn't even distracted, like, it was just a lady slammed super hard on her brakes. And I'd only been in the car for like 2 days. So That was the real problem. She told us, she like stormed out of her car and she was like, I was having a terrible day anyway and this is just the cherry on top.
Easier for you to edit. Don't black your face. I like your face.
The first time didn't go very well, and, well, who could blame her?
I can see your face. I can see your face. Don't fall off. But it would hurt.
Well, we got closer over the years and eventually decided to get hitched. It wasn't until after the wedding that I realized that I had a new position in the family that had just been formed. To understand this, I'll take a slight step back. I came from a broken family where my parents split when I was an adolescent. This messed up my perception of family, and I didn't know how my future family life was going to be like. My view of parental values and how families were supposed to be would never be the same. I found a new meaning of family through the church and the words of the prophets as I realized what my new role within a family would be. I guess for me, it was less of my role and more of the fact that I would have a family of my own and that I would do all I could to make sure it never broke like mine did.